How you doing, everybody? My name is Dr. Sami Baya. Please welcome back to my YouTube channel. They wronged you, now they are paying the price. That's the title of this video. There comes a time when the wrongs committed against you are too much to bear. When the injustice becomes so glaring that it shifts the very course of your life. Those who once thought they could get away with manipulating, deceiving, or mistreating you now find themselves trapped by the very consequences they failed to foresee. The truth has a way of coming to light, and when it does, it's often harsher than anyone could have imagined. For a long time, they underestimated you. They took advantage of your kindness. They mistook your patience for your weakness, and they believed that they could push you to your breaking point without facing any consequences. But life has a way of balancing the scales, and it is in the quiet moments of reflection that you realize how much they've underestimated the strength it took to endure and rise above their wrongdoings. When they first crossed the line, you were caught off guard. Perhaps you couldn't fully understand their motives. Why would someone you trusted hurt you? Why would they betray your loyalty and goodwill? It felt like a betrayal of not just your trust, but also of your humanity. But time, as it always does, revealed their true nature. And it was far darker than you had initially imagined. The damage they did wasn't just emotional. Their actions left scars that took time to heal. Yet, it is in the healing process that you discovered your resilience. Every hurtful word, every manipulative gesture became fuel for your transformation. You became stronger, wiser, and more determined to rise above the hatred they tried to sow. The pain they caused was not in vain. It served as the catalyst for your growth, for your awakening. You learned that some battles are not won by fighting back with anger or revenge, but by simply stepping forward into a life that was more authentic, more true to who you are. And as you moved forward, they remained behind, trapped in their own web of lies and deceit. What they didn't understand was that their actions would eventually turn against them. The same manipulation, the same disregard for others, the same sense of superiority they displayed. They were like seeds sown into the ground of their own lives. They didn't know that one day those seeds would grow into a harvest of their own suffering. It's ironic, really. They thought their position of power or influence would shield them from the consequences of their actions. But as time unfolded, the very systems they relied on, the networks they trusted, began to crack. Lies that were once covered up began to surface. Relationships that were once secure began to fray. And the support they thought they had started to crumble. They watched powerless as their own empire of lies began to fall apart. The very people they had wronged started to stand up, to speak out, to expose the truth. They could no longer hide behind their facades. The people they once silenced, disregarded, or hurt now had a voice, and the world began to listen. The truth had come, and there was no escaping it. The consequences they are facing are not just external. Their actions have poisoned their very souls. The guilt, the fear of being discovered, the anxiety of knowing they can't outrun the truth. These are the things that now haunt them. They live in the shadow of their wrongdoings, and no amount of money, power, or status can shield them from the consequences of their own making. Perhaps they thought they could move on, that time would erase their sins. But time is an unrelenting force. It doesn't forgive or forget. Instead, it exposes the deepest, darkest parts of the human experience. And for those who have wronged others, time often serves as the instrument of their downfall. They can run, but they can never truly escape. Every mistake they made, every wrong they committed, has led them to this point of reckoning. What seemed like small inconsequential actions at the time now loom large in the face of truth. They cannot undo the harm they've caused, and the lives they've damaged can never be fully restored. What they did will forever define them, and the consequences will ripple out for years to come. It's a painful thing to watch. Someone who once had it all, someone who thought they were untouchable, slowly unraveling. But it's also a necessary process. They need to see the destruction their actions caused in order to face the reality of their choices. The universe has a way of delivering justice, and sometimes it is far more subtle and painful than any punishment you could have imagined. Their fall from grace is not just a tragedy for them. It is a reminder to all who witness it that no one is beyond reproach. No one is immune from the consequences of their actions. Life has a way of bringing everyone to their knees eventually, and when it does, it shows no mercy. Those who have wronged others will eventually be forced to look in the mirror and face the person they've become. As you watch them struggle with their own downfall, there's a sense of justice, a feeling that the scales have finally balanced. But it's not a feeling of joy or revenge. It's a quiet satisfaction that comes from knowing the truth prevails. They have paid the price for their actions, not because of any vindictive desire you may have had, but because the universe always rights the wrongs in its own way. And as they continue to pay the price, you walk forward, no longer bound by the chains of their wrongdoing. You've learned, you've grown, and you've emerged from the ashes stronger and wiser. The past is behind you now, and the future is yours to shape. Their journey is their own, and they are learning the hard way. What happens when you wrong someone who has the strength to rise above? Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video widely. Subscribe if you've not done so, alright? Catch you later in the next video.